Hello everyone! Today I will teach you how to make Linzer hearts. I already have a recipe for Linzer cookies, but these are slightly different and I will be making them thicker. So I cannot wait to share, but before I start, I wanted to let you know that I sell these amazing heart cutters on Amazon USA and Amazon Canada. And they are super fun. There is one that you can actually put on a mug, and I will show you when we get there. They're stainless steel, made in the Czech Republic, and I always have them custom made. So these are fun to use. And I will put the links on YouTube in the description so you can get them if you would like. So what we need for recipe is 1 3/4 of a cup all-purpose flour, 1 cup powdered sugar, 1.5 stick unsalted butter. Then we will need a zest from 1 lemon. If you double the recipe, you don't need to double the lemons. Just use 1 and that will be fine. Then we will need 2 egg yolks and we will connect it with some marmalade. I recommend one that's a little sour and that doesn't have any pieces like preserve. So preserve would have pieces, so don't use it. Use just the one that's very soft without any chunks in it, and that will work perfect. So let's start creating these amazing hearts. And if you make it for co-workers, for your family, for your loved ones, I'm sure they will all appreciate it. I have here this large wooden board, but if you have a KitchenAid mixer or any mixer like that, stand mixer, you can just put it all into a ball and then do a dough hook attachment and just have it mixed all together. But I will be using this board. So here I have 1 3/4 cups all-purpose flour. Here is 1 cup powdered sugar. Here is 1 lemon, so I will zest it. I have this small grater here, so I'll be using it. This lemon is washed, so make sure it's washed and dried. And I'm using the smallest openings. This way it's just better for the cookies. I did not use every little piece of the lemon because this is plenty. So let's mix it a little bit. And I'm trying to now create a little hole here for the egg yolks. And now I will separate the egg yolks from egg whites. Try to shake it. This is good, so put it in. And now I do another one, so put it in. I will just kind of cover the egg, mix it a little bit. And now let's add 1.5 sticks of butter. You can cut it smaller pieces. It needs to be softened up, so make sure you let it sit outside so it has room temperature. And if you forgot, just put it in a microwave for a little bit to soften it up. And now you know why they are so tasty, because of all this butter. And now we will work this into a dough. I just washed my hands. So let's do this. Just need to combine everything. This is how our grandmas used to do, the old-fashioned way, with their hands in it. It's getting there. So I'm trying to crush the butter and just connect it all together. Try to pick up all these pieces. If it is too sticky, just add a little bit of flour, but it should work. As you see, it's a beautiful dough. Okay, so now I'll round it up. And this is too soft to work with it right now, and it would stick to the board and it would be too hard. So we need to let it rest in the cold place. I'm using reusable plastic cover, which is much better. So now I will put it in the fridge and I will let it rest for 1 hour. So the dough was resting for 1 hour and it's now ready, but let's first turn on the oven to 350 Fahrenheit. Here I prepared a baking sheet with baking paper on, and now we can start working with the dough. Make sure that you have some all-purpose flour because we will need it to dust our board. So I like to put a pile in the corner. Now let's sprinkle some flour on the board, just slightly. Now I will cut a piece of a dough. And I like to also put some flour on a rolling pin. But this is a beautiful dough, so it doesn't stick. If it would be sticky, then you would be, of course, adding more flour. Now, the butter got hardened, so it's not as soft. So it might be just kind of separating a little bit before it gets softened. So if you let it like sit overnight, for example, then it will be harder and you might need to let it sit on a counter for a little bit. But this is good. It's still kind of cold, but this will be perfect. You are not looking for a thin dough because these are different. These are on a thicker side. And now you can create any shapes you would like. So I will start with the big hearts. This will not go with the cookie cutter to transfer it. So I have a knife here and just will pick it up and transfer it. And now with the leftover dough that was from the cutouts, I will just cut more of from the large dough and just work it together with this one. Now let's add more flour, more on the pin, and let's roll this. I like to move it because then the flour gets absorbed into a dough, so I just like to put more underneath. Kind of go and feel the thickness. This is good. So it's not super thin, so this is perfect. And now I will do also the one for the mug. And then I will show you what I do when I put it on a tray. But we will be connecting them with the marmalade. So let me show you something. On a baking tray, you actually need to put one like this and the other one opposite. This way they can nicely connect with the marmalade because otherwise it wouldn't work because they are different shape. Now let's do some more hearts. We have lots of cutters to choose from, but make sure that you do 2 the same ones. This way you can connect them with marmalade. So I like to put them next to each other on a baking tray. Now I will be using the smallest heart and I will cut out the middle out for the marmalade to show nicely. And you can then reuse the dough. I just pushed it. You can push it with pinky if it fits, or just maybe toothpick or something. So I have pears here. And for the one that you put on a mug, it's better if you spread it a little bit, which I did, because it tends to close because there is butter. It will a little bit expand. And as I see, one is this way. As you see, one is this way and one is the other way. And I like to put a little heart here too for the marmalade. This one, I have a heart, a big one, and then I will put marmalade here and I will connect it like this, and I will put a hole in here too. So you can just be creative, just play with it. And for these 2 big ones, I like to cut out this one out, which will nicely show big part of a marmalade. And if it doesn't come out, you can kind of pick it up like that, and then you can just put it here. It will be baked alone, so if you want another one, then just get another one and then put the middle out. This way you have a pair. And just make sure before it goes into the oven that you have the pairs done with the hearts cut out in the middle. You can also use toothpick if it doesn't come out right away. As I always say, every oven bakes differently. So you need to watch it, and you are looking for just slight color. If you see a little bit of color, just pull it out, because then it will keep still baking on a tray because it's hot. In my oven, it takes 8 minutes on 350, but it depends on the thickness of the dough. Of course, the thinner ones will be done faster, but I will now bake it for 8 minutes. And while one tray is baking, you can already work on the second tray. 8 minutes are done, and I just pulled them out because I could see the edges getting a little brown, but I will leave it on a tray until they cool off because they are pretty fragile, so they could break. I also noticed that these closed off a little more than I expected, so the next tray I will just make sure they are even more open. Also, if just in case one part, some are a little thin, then, and you see they are getting brown more, and just pull them out carefully with the spatula, because then they will be getting even more brown. I'm using spatula to transfer it, especially the large ones, because they can be fragile. So I transfer it into a platter. You can see how oily it is from the butter, but that's okay. And I will be now putting more dough to be baked on the tray. I am done baking all of these, and now I will show you how to decorate it. I like to keep those trays because I will use it to powder sugar the tops. So let me show you. This one will be connected with marmalade, and the top will be, only the top will have powdered sugar, because if you do powdered sugar all over, then it will be on the top of the marmalade and it's not as pretty. So I will keep this one here. But let's first put some marmalade. So now this one has the marmalade. So I'll put it into the other tray right here, where I will be putting the ones that are done. And then when I empty the tray, then I will transfer the ones that are done on top of the tray. And now here I have some powdered sugar. So just gently powdered sugar the top. And now you will just place it on top like that. And here you go. It's a beautiful heart. Nice, isn't it? So let's continue. Here I have this special different heart, which I also like. So we will not be putting marmalade on this part, but we will be putting it right here, just a little. And you can be as creative as you wish. This one is a smaller heart, so I'm not going to put marmalade all over it. And now you just stop it. Now let's do the one that we will put on top of the mug. They were baked like this, opposite. So now easily they fit into each other. And here I don't do much of the marmalade. And let's do a little bit of marmalade right here. And now we connect it. Squeeze a little bit because they are fragile. You don't want to crush them. Soon I will show you how it looks on the top of the mug. Let me show you another way that I thought of. I will powder sugar this big heart and also the small one. And now I will just put some marmalade in the middle. And put the top carefully. It's also pretty, right? So here they are. Some of them are left plain without powdered sugar, and some have the powdered sugar. Here is the cookie on the mug. You have to just play with it. Maybe bake first tray and try the opening, because the mugs have different thickness. So you don't want it too loose or too tight. So you just have to practice and see. But imagine having it with coffee or tea, or serve it to your friends or guests. I'm sure they will all love it. So the sun is just going down and I am done, and here they are, all of them. So now they start on a crunchy side, but overnight they will soften up and they will be just nice and soft. So let me try, and I'm going for the biggest one with the powdered sugar, the nicer one, and it will be crunchy but still delicious. Probably have powdered sugar. It's just Linzer cookie. It's so good. The lemon zest gives nice kick, nice lemony, citrusy flavor to it. Then you have the marmalade. It's just so amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please put thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell button so you get notified when I have new videos. And I wish you a great rest of your day. Bye.